Well, guys, we're at the end of the first half of the baseball season. Crazy that it's July, um, halfway in the year. Time flies. I'm here
Yes,
with
it
my
does.
guy Jason Guido. Jason,
What's
how's it
going
going, man?
What's going on, Mike? How you been?
I've been good, man. As for the rest of you guys, this is for both the MMM Journal and Baseball Heat podcast with Mike. This is episode 126 of the podcast. Um, As you can see in the background, I don't have the podcast. I decided to have some fun and decided to put the 8 contestants of the Home Run Derby. And that's what this episode is going to be about. Home Run Derby, who we think will win, who has a shot of winning, what do we think about the rules, and also some memories. What are some of our
Yeah.
favorite memories of Home Run Derby? So for you guys, the video will be premiering tomorrow morning, Saturday, and then it will be on the podcast on Spotify on Monday morning. So be on the lookout for that. Everything will be on the description. So Jason, we
Yes.
have we have Gunnar Henderson, Pete
Yes.
Alonso, Alex Bohm, Bobby Wood Jr., Marcel Suna, Jose Ramirez, Adolis Garcia, and Teoscar Hernandez. Um,
Yes.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. So obviously Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge decided to decline. But
Right.
it's still it's still solid in my opinion. I'm gonna let you go first. My questions to you is who do you think will win and who do you think is the sleeper pick?
All right. So I'm gonna go with the hometown favorite, Pete Alonso. I think he's gonna win it. And he's won it before, 2 years in it was technically it wasn't, yeah, 2 years in a row.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm gonna go with Alonso. Also, my second pick would be Osuna from the Atlanta. I think he has a good chance of winning it too. He has a lot of power too. But I think Alonso will be. I think he's determined to win it this year. Whether he does or not, we'll wait and see to Tuesday night. But I'm going to go with Alonso.
I forgot to add a third question. Who do you want to see win?
Right, I want to see Pete Alonso win.
Oh, so you think and you want him to win, okay.
Right, I would like Alonso to win, not only because he's a Met. He's one of my better favorite first basemen in the league. I guess it depends on who you ask, but he is an All Star. Even though a lot of people said he's undeserving of being an All Star this season, so I'm on the fence about that. But again, he's won the All Star game back to back years. Actually, he won in 2019 and 2021 because there was no All Star game in 2020 due to COVID. So he won technically back to back years. But I think he's going to pull it out again this year. I really think he does. He is going to win it.
For me, who do I think will win is a coin toss between Pete Alonso and
Huh?
Adolis Garcia.
Oh, okay.
He will be playing in his own ballpark as well. So he has an upper hand there. And plus, the dude is just a machine. So
Well,
I feel like it's a coin toss between those two guys. Pete
right.
Alonso, I'm sorry. I like him. You know, I like him.
Oh
I
yeah,
know he's
no.
your guy, but I don't feel that he should have gone in the All-Star game over Christian Walker from the Diamondbacks blast for another
Right.
time.
That's a whole other.
Um,
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Yeah, he's my guy to a certain point. I would rather had Freddie Freeman a couple of years ago in free agency, but that's a whole nother hour we can do on a whole nother podcast. But yeah. So you mentioned my sleeper, so I was gonna pick Garcia, the right fielder from Texas. He was gonna be my sleeper because he's the hometown hero. Um, I know he's not the favorite, but he's in the middle of the pack of the 8 participants. But he has a good chance of winning. So he is my sleeper pick to win if Alonso doesn't pull it out.
my sleeper pick will be Bobby Wood Jr.
Okay.
And who do I want to see win? My guy Jose Ramirez. I want to see him win.
Oh, from
And
Cleveland.
Jose, yeah, and Jose Ramirez, if I'm not mistaken, he's the first Cleveland player to participate in the Home Run Derby at Texas since Albert Bell in '95.
Oh wow,
And
yeah, I had no idea.
Albert Bell almost 30 years later. And Albert Bell, you know, he had 50 home runs that year with the Indians, which I like that name, not the stupid Guardians, but whatever.
Right, yeah,
Um,
right. Me too.
yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. But And Jose Ramirez, he has a shot of reaching at least 40 home runs this season because he's
Right.
been on a tear. So it's just amazing that connection. And he also surpassed, I think he already surpassed Albert Bell in terms of most career home runs as a Cleveland player. So Jim told me he's number one on the list. So Ramirez is number two right now.
Yeah, Cleveland's having a big year too. They're in first place, I believe, and they're making their run towards the playoffs this year. That
Yeah.
helps. That, in my opinion, that always helps when if you're in the home run derby. I know it sounds strange, but if you're because you're playing those high intense games, so pressure, high pressure at bat, so that will help, of course, in the home run derby, something that is competitive.
Yeah, man, for sure. So yeah, those are our picks. Now the follow-up question is we see the rules of the change. I mean, change is
Oh,
gonna happen in sports, no matter what contest it is. Jason, you, just like me, were old enough to watch Home Run Derby when it
oh,
was 10 outs and
right,
not the time clock. A part of me, I miss that because you at least get to enjoy the long shots. And Chris Berman, he's not the greatest broadcaster in the world, but when it came to the Home Run Derby, I love listening to him. Back, back,
right,
back, back, back,
right,
back,
right,
back. Go on.
right. Yes, that
You
classic
don't
call.
have
Yeah,
him. Yeah, I miss that. You don't have him there. You don't get to fully appreciate the excitement of the long of those long moonshots because it's now more fast paced. To a
right,
degree, I like it. To a degree, I like it, but at the same time, it's like you don't get to fully soak it in, those moonshots. And I don't know, like I'm 50-50 about it. At the beginning, I wasn't, but now when I start reminiscing and as the years goes by, I personally will give the upper hand to the 10 outs, the era when it was 10 outs, more than now.
right. So I'll agree with you. I thought it was easier also to follow with the 10 outs. It was more you knew what you were getting. You had to hit the X amount of home runs before you recorded 10 outs. But I think the reason why they changed it is with the time clock running down, whatever it is, 3 and 2 minutes per round, or X amount of pitches. I think it's 40 pitches for the 3 minutes and 27 for however they do it. There's more drama in that because if you're behind, now they can build up the drama. Oh well, he's only got 50 seconds to hit 2 home runs and blah blah blah. You got to get the ball to the plate. So I think that's the reason why they MLB changed it, just so there's more drama. You have to beat the time clock depending on how many home runs you need to hit or how many home runs you're thinking to hit, depending on which side of the if you went first or who's ever, or however they do that format. But again, I think they just did that for more drama to makes it a little bit more exciting. Again, I prefer the old way too, so we agree on that.
Yeah. And that leads me to the final question of this podcast. What are some of your memories that you've watched of the Home Run Derby?
Right. So it was a few years ago is when my favorite memory is when Alonso and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I think that was in 2019. They were going literally boom, 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 toe for home runs. So that's my favorite memory of the home run derby. At least
You
from
could
that.
name more. You could name more. Not just one, but you
Oh,
could.
okay. I
But
also remember I
you
also
could give
remember
me
when
like you could give me like three your top three from the top of your head.
I also remember okay, so I remember when it was in New York when they had it at uh City Field and was it City Field or Shea Stadium? I don't even remember what. But when they had it in New York at both Yankee Stadium and at Shea Stadium or the Mets ballpark, that was an exciting one too. I mean, it wasn't necessarily. I remember who won that one, but I remember that one. That's a memory for me. And I remember also the first time that they did the home run derby. I was like, they're gonna have like a home run derby. I thought it was an interesting concept. I mean, in my opinion, it's more fun to be sitting there to watch the home run derby live than watching it from your house. But you have to be in that city. But those are some of the memories I remember from the home run derby. I also have an idea for them too for MLB. You want me to tell you?
What?
Yeah, so they can also add before the regular home run derby, a Legends home run derby where you would get like Jose Canseco and Darryl Strawberry and I say Barry Bonds or Sammy Sosa and all those big crazy home run hitters. I think people would enjoy that if they brought in some, older guys, Hall of Fame guys, legend guys to also participate. And I think that would be something people
I
would watch
agree.
too.
I agree. I agree. I
I mean,
agree.
I would Derek Jeter, A
Oh
Rod.
God.
Well, Jeter wasn't known for his home runs, but he could hit home runs when he wants. But we have A Rod. You have a whole bunch of people. Jason Giambi.
Yeah, Giambi was a beast. Yeah, he was a beast. But I think the one that you're talking about, the Yankee Stadium was in a way with Josh Hamilton. That was one of the best ones I've seen.
Right, right. That's why
That was
I
one
couldn't think of his name. I knew he was from Texas. I was like, was it Josh Hamilton? I couldn't remember, but yes, that's one of the ones memories I have of the home run derby.
yeah, he killed it. Sucks he didn't win the competition, but those 28 home runs was worth watching. Um, the one in City Field, I believe that was in one in 2014 where Yoenis Cespedes won. And this was before he got to the
Right,
Mets,
right, right.
so yeah, that was a good one for me. Uh I gotta go with the very first one, the very first full home run derby that I saw, which was 2000. Sammy Sosa, he dethroned Ken Griffey, which was at
Oh,
Turner
okay.
Field in
Right,
Atlanta.
right.
There's that one. There's the Josh Hamilton one, obviously in a way. 2011 with Robinson Cano and his father in Arizona.
Oh, right, right. I forgot Cano had a one in that too. Right,
Yeah, and that was great. Seeing a father and son collaborating and end up winning.
right.
And obviously the one with P. Alonso and Vlad, and another one was 2015 with the Todd father, Todd Frazier, winning in
Oh,
Cincinnati, his hometown. That was a good
yeah,
one.
Frazier. Yeah.
So yeah, those are some of my favorite memories. Like the 2000 home run derby was the first full home run derby that I saw from start to finish. Summer 2000, great
Yeah.
memories. Um, but I saw
That was only a few years ago. What do you sound like it's a it was
24
only
years,
24.
man.
Yeah, no, I
24
know.
years.
That's crazy to
So
me. You know that,
yeah,
right?
and it was a different time, man. It was a different time, completely different time. No smartphones, no none of that. So
Oh
I
yeah,
was
no,
fortunate.
that was just coming around all that insanity.
Yeah. Um, but I got to see a little bit, just a little bit, because of Mark McGuire the year before, where he hit 13 home runs in the first round at Fenway. I got a snippet of that. I watched a little bit of that, but in terms of fully appreciating, was 2000 with Sammy winning it.
I The only problem with like the home run derby is not all the big hitters like you mentioned earlier. Like there's no Aaron Judge. He was somebody I would like to say in it. Otani too, and Juan Soto. Harper's injured, so even if he wanted to, he couldn't be in it. But like the only other, bad part of it is, not all of the big home run hitters are in it for their own reasons or whatnot. Some people like to rest too, but that's the only drawback to it. It doesn't have all the top home run hitters. I mean, Aaron Judge would probably be the favorite if he was competing in it, in my opinion.
Yeah, and players get hurt easily nowadays.
Oh,
So
yeah,
their
we
bodies are
know.
made out of glass. So I mean, that's just that's the nature of it. That and number one, number two, one excuse that I've constantly heard over the years is that they don't want to mess up their swing and things like
Right,
that. So,
right.
um, but hey, we gotta work with what we got. So hopefully, these contestants they make the contest, exciting.
And this could be the last year Pete Alonso's on the Mets. There's a good chance that he might not be back for the Mets next year. He might be on another team. It's easy, an easy. They haven't been able to come up with money. I know he wants a lot of money, but that's a whole nother podcast we can do. But again, this could be Alonso's last hurrah, at least for the Mets in this home run derby, this concept.
Yeah. But yeah, that does it for this episode of Baseball Heat Podcast with Mike / the MMM Journal. Jay, thank you so much. It's always great
Well,
to
yeah, no, it's
collaborate
always
with
fun.
you.
Yeah, no, of
Always
course,
fun.
love it.
It's a hot, humid day. Well, I don't know because you're in Wisconsin, so but it's
Yeah,
hot and humid over
that's a
here. So,
secret. It's a
so
trade secret.
sorry.
No, it's
But
okay. I
yeah,
don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's
but
hot here
yeah,
too.
but yeah. I mean, hey, it's hot and humid, but I can't complain. I prefer this in the winter. I always say that.
Yeah,
So, but
no,
that's just me. I like. There's people that they like winter more, but I'm different. I like my heat.
you like
But
your heat. You go in the
yeah,
swimming pool. That's all. Sit in the air conditioning. That's it.
yeah. I mean, and less layers on top of that, so
Right, right,
and not to throw sweaters and coats and all that stuff.
right. So that's where, yeah, when it's cold,
But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Leave a review. Let me know what you liked about this episode. Hopefully, you guys enjoy it. And like I said, the podcast will air on Monday morning, most likely at 9 a.m. on Spotify. So be on the lookout for that. As for this video, it will be tomorrow in the morning, somewhere between 9-ish, 11-ish. So, but if you follow and subscribe the MMM Journal, you'll get the notification. Jay, have a great weekend.
Yep, I'll
And
talk to you soon.
yeah, we'll talk soon. And,
All right.
hopefully we'll be entertained on Monday.
Yeah, no worries.